Hey guys, Don Wilkinson here. I just cut a video a little bit ago. I posted it and it was about vision, past, analysis, looking to the future, and just overall, navigating through fear and doubt and indecision in life, because we all have experienced that personally, business-wise, whatever it is. I hope that has value to you. This video is a little bit different. This video is going to be talking about, ultimately, that has to do with business and a purpose and direction, aligning your personal values with your business values, because I think it's really, really important, and particularly where we are right now in Nerium International, many great things coming. And I just recently took a trip to Mexico and Colombia. And one of the things I'll tell you that happened down there is I was down there, people would think I was coming down to do a training about how to do Nerium. I said, look, I can send you a video on that. We got Nerium University. We got, they want to know about the products. Tell me about how great the products are, or what details. And I would say there's videos, information on that. Ultimately, what I went down to talk about, I talked to hundreds and hundreds of people, particularly in Colombia, where we haven't even opened yet, and including Mexico, where people also were in Nerium, been around the business a little bit, and they're excited about the future, but they're just unclear about where to go and what to do exactly. And what I talked about was vision and purpose, and clarity of vision and purpose, and aligning your value system with that of leadership, because you very well can't go forward in terms of wanting to do make a difference in people's lives, to overcome challenges, obstacles, this kind of thing. And if you don't have leadership that hasn't exhibited this, ultimately it's difficult to follow. So what I talked about this whole trip, I didn't talk products. Jeff Olson's great talk about the Last Run Club. I didn't talk a great deal about that. What I talked about was product systems, compensation, leadership, of course. Ultimately, I talked about the character of the leadership and the culture of the company, because that drives everything. If you're going to make an investment of your time, which you cannot return, if you're going to make an investment of money, let's say you had a 10,000, 100,000, a million, whatever number you want to invest. I got financial people in my business, they tell me this is exactly what they do, is that they're going to evaluate a company. They're going to look at all the aspects of the products, the service, the systems, what they bring to the table as a company. But at the end of the day, before they cut that check or make that transfer, they're looking at the leadership. They're looking at the track record. They're looking at what difference a foundational leader makes, and what their track record is a good predictor of what the future is going to be. And ultimately, what I'm so proud of and what I'm so excited about with Nerium International is we have a leader like Jeff Olson that I can talk about. I've been around business a while. I mean, one thing about getting older is you get an opportunity to see a lot of things. You see a lot of people that have great charisma, but that don't have character. They don't have the staying power. There's a great book called Good to Great that talks, I read this like 10, 12 years ago, but it talked about this very aspect of leadership, and it has to do with ultimately not just about charisma. Jeff Olson definitely has it, but it has to do with foundational principles that will carry forward for generations to come. And when you have that mindset and you put that energy out, you're going to attract that back to you. And that's exactly what I talked about when I was in Colombia and Mexico. And it was so great to see the people resonate around that, because many of them promise different things. They've been in different companies. They've maybe made shifts or whatever, and they've maybe found homes. Maybe some of them that works for them. But the bottom line, when I talked about character, when I talked about integrity, when I talked about staying power, when I talked about value systems, and when I talked about heart, when I talked about doing the right thing, that's something that I stand for. I like to believe that is what I'm about as a person. And that's exactly one of the things with Jeff Olson that opened me up to this opportunity, was I felt that this guy was that guy. And I can tell you, in 5 years, a little over 5 years, nothing has ever shown me anything but that. I can tell you this, any business has, when you go to $500 million in a year, pretty much in a matter of 3 years doing that, that's just unheard of. It's incredibly crazy numbers. Just the structure alone, when I went back to Nerium International in September and saw the office for the first time, and the hundreds of employees and the way things are set up, I was just blown away. It gave me such a confidence and peace to know what we have going forward. And what I can tell you, ultimately, when you see this and when you're able to recognize that this is what you're aligning with, you know that you're in the right place at the right time. I can tell you, I know that what's going to happen is we're going to get down the road 3 to 5 years. Nerium's going to be a multiple billion-dollar company. The people that are right now on the bus are going to be the people that start rowing the bus, or whatever can you row a bus? I think you can. At least I've done it. You start moving, you're rowing the boat, whatever it is. This is where you're going to be able to ride the wave of success here in the business. And I can tell you that it's the same principles that apply here in Mexico Mexico, Colombia, I'm sure in Australia, Japan, Canada, Korea, all the other countries that are open and opening. And as people want to know that the leadership is solid in terms of their value system, and that's something here with Nerium. Not only do we know it, but the industry knows it. With Jeff Olson and the leadership that we have with the Olsons, it's Jeff and Renee amazing. So, and not to mention Amber, you guys are awesome. So right on, guys, and not, I could talk about a lot of different names. I'll just leave it at that. And wanted to get back to you guys. A few people asked me what was happening in my life this next year in terms of business, and I'm excited about where I'm at and where we're going. Take care. Talk to you soon.